Hi everyone, welcome back to our page, and this video is about a resolution in lieu of an annual general meeting. Now, the calling of an annual general meeting, the director or board of directors calls for an annual general meeting and sends notice of the AGM to all shareholders of the company. Now, according to the Companies Act, it is a legal requirement that all shareholders of a company should receive the notice 21 days prior to an upcoming AGM regarding the dates, time, location, and agenda by hand or via post. This notice can be sent to all the shareholders via email, provided that this provision is mentioned in the company's memorandum of incorporation, and that an AGM may also be called at a short notice if all shareholders agree to it. Just be sure to inform all the shareholders of their rights to appoint a proxy. Now, the AGM is run by the chairperson, who may or may not be a director of the company, and a person nominated by the directors is appointed to take down the minutes of the meeting. Now, there should also be a quorum present at the AGM. A quorum can consist of 2 people unless your company constitution states otherwise, or where the company may be a single member or shareholder company. Now, the types of shareholder resolutions: you have a special resolution which must have the support of at least 75% of the votes cast if passed at a general meeting. Now, you need to see the act in respect of special resolutions proposed as written resolutions. Then you have certain actions which can only be carried out by a special resolution, such as an amendment of the memorandum of incorporation of the company, and all special resolutions must be notified to Companies and Intellectual Property Commission, the CIPC, within 15 days of being passed. Depending on the nature of the resolution, a specific Companies House form may need to be filed, as well as the text of the resolution itself. Now, an ordinary resolution is your second type, unless the Act or the memorandum of incorporation specifies that a special resolution is required. Wherever the approval of shareholders is required, an ordinary resolution will suffice. This will need to be passed by a simple majority of the votes cast if passed at a general meeting. You need to see the act in respect of the ordinary resolutions proposed as written resolutions. You also have entrenched provisions. The memorandum of incorporation may state that the amendment or deletion of certain entrenched provisions requires more than 75% of votes cast at a general meeting. If it is intended to propose a resolution to effect such a change, the same procedure should be followed as for a special resolution, but applying the higher approval threshold. Now, resolutions requiring special notice. The following that I'm going to discuss: ordinary resolutions require special notice to be given to the company, but these are not special resolutions. Now, a special notice means that the notice of intention to propose the resolutions must be given to the company at least 28 days before the relevant general meeting. Firstly, for the removal of a director under the Companies Act. Secondly, the appointment of a director at the same meeting to replace a director who has been removed. Thirdly, to appoint as auditor anyone other than the current auditor. Fourthly, to remove an auditor before the end of their term of office. The special notice requirement is a separate requirement to the requirements given notice to give notice to shareholders. Then you have written resolutions. Almost any resolution which can be passed by shareholders in general meeting can also be passed in writing without a general meeting by the following procedure under the Act. Even if it is not permitted in the memorandum of incorporation, the only exceptions are resolutions to remove a director or auditor before the end of their term of office, which must be dealt with at a general meeting always. Now, making decisions at an AGM. The decisions at an AGM are made by special and ordinary resolutions. Shareholders will vote on the topics raised, and their voting results will determine the type of resolution produced. An ordinary resolution is passed by a simple majority, 50% plus 1. A special resolution is used less frequently, and it requires 75% of the votes. Now the voting is either carried out by the show of hands, where 1 equals to 1 vote, or where 1 hand equals to 1 vote. You may also vote by a poll, therefore 1 share equals 1 vote. Now the record of what was discussed at an annual general meeting is called the minutes of the meeting. The minutes are maintained in a minute book, which is usually kept with the company's corporate documents. The company's director may decide who maintains the minutes of the AGM, or the annual general meeting. Members of the company, such as other directors of the company or company secretary, have the right to look at the minutes of the meeting and request a copy of their records. If you wish to outsource the minutes recording to a company, such as accountant online, you will be provided with a draft of a minute book, and you can fill it in accordingly. The official minutes are usually approved by the chairperson or by the members before the next annual general meeting is held. All members of the company that are entitled to attend and vote at an annual general meeting to sign a written resolution confirming that they have received the financial statements of the company. All matters that would usually be resolved at the AGM are resolved, and confirming no change to the appointment of the statutory auditor, if any. Now, it is important to know that the written resolution must be a unanimous written resolution, and the waiver must be in place before the latest date for the holding of the annual general meeting. Now, what are the consequences of not holding an annual general meeting in South Africa, or in general? Where a company fails to hold an annual general meeting, a member may apply to the Director of Corporate Enforcement to call or direct the calling of an AGM, and the company and any officers of it are liable to a category 2 offense. If convicted of a category 3 offense, a director faces a hefty fine. So you are liable to a category 3 offense, which is a fine. And that is it for this video, guys. If you guys want to know more about this topic, you guys can go to our website, which is www.lawyers.easyfind. Please do like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Press on the bell button for post notifications for more videos like this, and also follow us on all our social media pages such as Facebook and Instagram, and then stay tuned for more videos like this.